Welcome, viewers, to our program. In the context of the global economy facing numerous challenges, China is not immune to these impacts. The rising unemployment rate, especially among young people and those with higher education, has created significant financial pressure on many individuals and families. These difficulties have been driving some alarming social phenomena, most notably the issues of marriage hunting and gold digging through marriage. We are witnessing a sad reality where some women, burdened by debt or driven by a desire for a quick change in their lives, have turned marriage into a means of making money. They do not hesitate to use any method to achieve their financial goals, from demanding large dowries to pay off personal debts, to exploiting legal loopholes to seize assets after divorce. This not only causes significant financial losses, but also leaves deep psychological scars on the men who become victims. A typical example is the story of women who rack up credit card debts of tens of thousands of yuan each month, and then try to rescue themselves by finding a husband who can pay off their debts. They openly state demands such as wanting a man to help pay off my debt, looking for a successful man with an annual income of at least 1.5 million US dollars, or even transferring property ownership in Beijing to my name. These proposals, though seemingly straightforward, carry a pragmatic calculation, turning love and marriage into a straightforward transaction. In reality, there are quite a few cases of young women born in 1995 and 1990, with alarming financial backgrounds, no home, no car, no savings, no job, and no education, openly seeking a husband who can shoulder their entire financial burden. Some even make specific demands, such as paying off 40,000 US dollars in debt, buying a new electric car, and the latest iPhone 16. This reflects a shift in the perception of marriage among a significant segment of modern society. This situation has become even more serious as some social media celebrities, known as influencers, have also fallen into the debt spiral. They carry debts amounting to millions of yuan and openly seek partners on matchmaking platforms, hoping to find someone willing to take on this enormous financial burden. The question is, in today's challenging economic climate, is there anyone truly willing to accept such a significant risk? According to expert analysis, the phenomenon of gold digging through marriage is expected to peak in the second half of this year. Many financial plans of these gold diggers have collapsed, pushing them into desperate situations where they urgently need to find someone to take over their debts. This serves as a serious warning to men seeking life partners. Stay vigilant and protect your assets. Otherwise, the wealth they have worked hard to build could vanish in an instant. These women often view marriage as a business contract. They demand a large dowry to pay off online loans taken out before the marriage, and then after divorce, they disappear along with the debt. This is a frightening scenario that leaves many men broke and desperate. So, how can you avoid becoming a victim of these schemes? One important piece of advice is, anyone who gets married without exchanging credit reports is a fool. Always check your partner's credit report before getting married. If she refuses or makes excuses, don't hesitate. Walk away and protect your wallet. This is a simple but highly effective precaution. In recent years, increasing economic and social pressures have made personal debt issues more prominent. A heartbreaking story was shared by a man named Sean, who got married through an arranged marriage. Just 13 days after the wedding, his wife fell ill, refused to go to hospital, and was eventually diagnosed with congenital uterine disease. After realizing he had no savings, she secretly stole valuable items and refused to continue living together. Sean lost over $75,000, including $40,000 in dowry money and a gold ring worth $9,200. All of his parents' savings were also depleted. This serves as a painful warning about the dangers of rush marriages. So how can you identify women who have gold-digging intentions or are just fishing for a provider? An expert has outlined 4 key signs to watch for. First, they don't care about your feelings. Sweet words are just rehearsed tactics they've learned. What matters to them is their own happiness, not yours. Second, they never apologize. They're not afraid of losing you, nor do they want to resolve any issues. If you try to work things out, they'll simply leave you to find someone else. Third, they only take and never give back. They take for granted that you'll spend money and energy on them. When you give gifts, they say, "I love you," but inside, they think you're a fool. Fourth, They have no interest in your long-term growth. They never consider becoming part of your future. They're just there to temporarily satisfy their own needs. Even more dangerous than gold diggers are those who marry to pay off debts. While gold diggers only deceive you temporarily, those who marry to settle debts deceive you for a lifetime. They share several common traits. First, they constantly talk about money, not love. They refuse to marry without a house, a car, or a dowry. They're not looking for a partner. They're looking for an investor. Second, they push for a quick marriage. After a short time, they urge you to get a marriage certificate, not out of love, but because creditors are pressuring them. Third, they boast excessively and compare themselves to others. When their friends receive a large dowry, they demand the same. When you discuss feelings, they focus on financial guarantees. Statistics show that from 2024 to May 2025, the number of women defaulting on credit card debt has increased by 48%. Spending on personal needs, such as dining, clothing, entertainment, and beauty has caused many women to be unable to pay off their credit cards. In this situation, some banks have recently classified older single women and divorced women as high-risk clients, attracting significant public attention. The credit card default rate among women has skyrocketed, and many women who once dreamed of wealth are now considered defaulters, with financial institutions tightening credit limits for single women. In the past, men spared no expense to please these women, buying them limited edition handbags and booking 5-star hotel rooms. But now, luxury items like diamonds and even lipstick aren't selling, pushing these gold diggers into a precarious position. Can they bounce back? As men become more self-aware, they realize that money doesn't necessarily buy happiness. More and more men are seeing through the deceptive nature of gold diggers, which is driving an escalation in their tactics. Now a new trend has emerged: home fishing. Marriage trapping is a tactic used by women to transfer their husband's assets into their own name. When they get divorced, they make a significant profit, leaving the men not only emotionally betrayed, but also financially devastated. This reality mainly occurs in cities with a high cost of living, such as Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, and Hangzhou, where an apartment often costs millions or even tens of millions of yuan. These cities have attracted the attention of those looking to exploit the system. The only way to prevent this is for parents to carefully investigate their child's partner, spend more time getting to know them, and avoid rushing into marriage. House grabbing is essentially a financial transfer tactic that exploits high real estate prices and legal loopholes in marriage laws. Women use short-term or even rushed marriages to register property as joint marital assets. When a divorce occurs, they can claim half the value of the property. For example, in Beijing, a property worth about $1.2 million can result in a $600,000 payout after divorce, equivalent to decades of an average person's salary. The rising unemployment rate only reinforces this behavior. For some people, the potential income from house fishing far exceeds what they can earn through regular jobs. Fire prevention, theft prevention, and minor prevention. This has become a popular saying on the internet. Many now keep evidence of their relationships with minors to protect themselves in case they are exploited later on. This is a sad reflection of society. The combination of high unemployment rates and soaring real estate prices has created a fertile environment for gold diggers and house hunters. The root cause lies in economic hardships and the collapse of social trust. High unemployment has exacerbated the financial insecurity among young people. Meanwhile, elevated real estate prices have turned property into a central battleground in marriage negotiations, with some individuals choosing to use marriage as a means to acquire wealth, leading to extreme behaviors such as house hunting. This phenomenon is not only an ethical issue, but also a concentrated reflection of imbalances within the economic and social structure. To thoroughly address this problem, coordinated solutions are needed from multiple angles. The government must implement policies to stabilize the economy, create jobs, and control housing prices. Social organizations should strengthen education on the true value of marriage, and each individual needs to raise awareness, stay vigilant against material temptations, and know how to protect themselves from deceptive schemes. Only then can we hope to build a society where marriage is genuinely a bond based on love and mutual respect, rather than a tool for exploitation.